And now, when we think about real-time payments, in reality, you have UPI as this massive giant, the
Mhm.
largest in the world at one stage, 30-40% of the world's real-time payments was running through UPI. When it comes to WeChat Pay and Alipay, it's more a private network than a digital public infrastructure. But now in Brazil, you have this massive flow that's coming through Pix. How do you see and you compare them? Are you seeing them as similar? And Nubank dominates so much, but how are you seeing that play out on the Brazil versus the India UPI story?
Well, they are technically very different, and maybe they also map different needs, right, of the different economies and also different political capabilities. So we need to understand that. But I think that they have the same thing in common. As a narrative, they started like an inclusion opportunity or the opportunity to allow people with little money to share that little value they have without losing it through transactions and making it a bit more secure compared to what they were doing before. But then in the end, it turned out a cross-segment opportunity. I never really believed about the things that work for the poor don't work for the rich, or vice versa. The segmentation makes no sense. When something is good, go across society. And here it is proven that the systems in China, in India, and in Brazil are used from everybody, right? So it is cross. And I say this because one of the first segments in the fintech ecosystem I started looking at more closely was the wealth management piece. And I was always entertained by the false perspective of people trying to engage the millennials as if they were aliens on this planet whose biology was different from everybody else. And I remember a conversation with Betterment about this. And and I'm saying here, that is the reason why when I started researching deeper and then I published my financial market transparency, I looked at and I said consciously and deliberately the biological micro foundations of financial services, which go well deeper than the mere representation of psychological traits or surface-like habits that we can observe. Looking at what people do or basically getting feedback from the platforms. Because the essence of financial services, which are the biological market foundations, is facing fundamental uncertainty. It doesn't matter how old you are, over irreversible time. That's where maybe there is a little difference between the old and the young. And irreversible time and fundamental uncertainty are also at the core of this a book on consciousness called Quantum Sapiens, which tries to reposition these ideas exactly where they were found, the biology of the human being. So that I find very powerful because it goes beyond any, if you like, noise that you can hear around any little survey about segmentation and don't make much sense and keeps on being beaten by reality.